I do want to say Saturn. Saturn rules skin, teeth, and bones. So I would really ask you to focus on your skin, your teeth, and your bones.
I just completed another round of skin cancer treatments.
Oh.
Where I had chemo cream treatment on my face and body during the month of January and February.
What if your destiny was written in the stars? Let's examine the lives of business leaders through their astrological charts. The journey begins now. Every single person on Earth was born on a certain day, at an exact time, and in a specific place. Using this information, we can create a map of the sky showing the planetary positions at the time of birth. This map, also known as a birth chart, shows information about the person and their life themes and cycles. Astrology has been used as a tool for guidance since ancient times, with civilizations looking to the stars for answers as far back as 4,000 to 5,000 years ago. Today, Alice uses this ancient wisdom to provide insights and clarity. Many people doubt that astrology is real and readily dismiss it as a hoax. Can astrology really tell us things about ourselves and our life events? Is there some truth to the planets having an influence on our lives? Our episode today will invite you into a private session, allowing you unprecedented access to view the process by which a chart is delineated. You can decide for yourself if astrology is real or if it is a hoax. Today's guest is Gregg Dunn.
My name is Gregg Dunn. I'm the president and CEO of the Historic Hawaii Theater Center. So the Hawaii Theater Center is the state's largest independent nonprofit performing arts venue. It's the last remaining Beaux Arts style historic property in the state of its size, and we're incredibly fortunate to have it as a resource today. The Hawaii Theater really is the performing arts and culture centerpiece in the state of Hawaii. And so for me to be the one that's in charge of it now, it's such an awesome responsibility to ensure that the theater is here for future generations.
According to his time, location, and day of birth, his sun is in Aquarius, his moon is in Aries, and he has a Libra rising. Aquarians are known for their progressive, unconventional, and visionary nature, but they can also be aloof, rebellious, and erratic. Aries moon individuals are bold, courageous, and energetic. However, when off balance, they tend to be irritable, impulsive, and domineering. Libra rising brings elegance, sociability, and charm to the personality. But they can also be passive, self-doubting, and wishy-washy. Alice will spend time with Gregg and share what she sees in his chart. Let's see if Gregg relates to Alice's depiction of his personality.
Hi, Gregg. Welcome to Following Journeys.
Aloha, thank you.
Now, I have the pleasure of getting to do your chart today. And the first question I had was, have you had your chart done before?
It was a long time ago, like 15, 20 years at least.
But never by me.
Never by you. This is our first time together. I'm really excited.
Well, I got to look into your chart and I have a lot to share with you.
I'm really excited.
I knew you would be excited. Okay. Now, let me just start with some of the basics. And you probably know already that you are an Aquarius, right?
Right.
So you were born with your sun in Aquarius. Let me just start there. Aquarius is the sign of creativity, liking freedom, marching to the beat of your own drummer. And we look at not just the sign that the planet is in, but the actual position that it falls in your chart. It falls in your fourth house. And the fourth house is the house of, I call it the house of nurturing. It's the house of the home. It's the interesting thing about you. It's that there is I'll use the word an introverted side, but there's also a very extroverted side. So I know that you, being that there are things in your chart that have you show up publicly, I definitely see that. But I also know that there's a part of you that's very, I'll use the word very sensitive, very private, very internal, very intuitive, if I can go so far as to say that. So we'll start talking about those things. But your sun in Aquarius in the 4th house, that is you being, how would I say this? Living a very unique life. Let's just put it that way, that others may not know about. And this could be just the various incarnations you've had in this lifetime, the various things that you've done. So I do think that you've probably moved from, I was going to say where you were born. Obviously, I have that information, but oftentimes not staying in the place where you were born, feeling like there's an adventure to be had, whether you were born in a small city, a large city, still that need to get out and adventure. Now, your moon is in the sign of Aries, and Aries is the impatient side. Aries is the I need to move forward. I don't want to wait around. Not that you can't wait, but there is really a need to keep ground, keep moving, making progress, not ever stopping. Do you see on any of this?
Spot on. It's so true.
Now, you notice that your sun is on the bottom and it's in the 4th house of the home. So this is what I call a homebody energy, somebody who likes to be private, be on their own, do what they want. You need this. You absolutely need downtime. Then I see, wow, big Jupiter is at the very top of your chart. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion, adventure, travel of the body, travel of the mind, learning, growing, expanding, sharing. Do you see that in your life?
Absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah.
I love the travel, love the expansion, love the big part of what I do. But I also really like to have a nice, peaceful existence at home.
Yeah, you're really living your chart. The one thing you mentioned that caught my eye was the 3rd part in a chart is what we call your ascendant. So it's this very left side of the chart, and it comes from the time you were born. If I didn't have your birth time, I wouldn't have known what your ascendant is. Your ascendant is in the sign of Libra. Signs in astrology are ruled by planets. It's ruled by the planet Venus. Venus rules art. So this makes sense. And I would say that as an Aquarian, having this sort of penchant for art, would you say that you collect unique art, or is there something about, there's some sort of niche?
Absolutely. I like to find really beautiful, unique pieces. And it's not any one particular theme. It's not like all ship pieces or all landscapes, but it has to be a very unique, interesting piece by a different artist.
That is so you. And do you display it in your home?
They are all over the wall.
See, so your sun in the 4th house is home. Aquarius is uniqueness. And that's what I mean. Like, you're not a Walmart person. You are a niche person. Like, really that story of who made it and what. And then you have that Libra. That totally makes sense. The one thing that you do have, and I'm just going to show you here, is you see this moon is very close to this, what we call an axis, or an actual angle. Whenever we have a planet that is close to an axis, you embody the characteristics of that planet in your personality. So what is moon? Moon is intuitive. Moon is connected. Moon is sensitive. And I'm going to go as far to say there's a very secure side of you, but there's also a very insecure side of you. Does that make sense?
Oh, definitely. Especially, like you said, the intuitive part and also the caring part, because it's like, if I really don't like to let people down, but then I also feel like I can intuitively understand what people need and help bring it to creation for them.
See, it's perfect. So your moon, to get this, moon is in Aries. Okay, so Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's all about me. How can I move forward? How can I get things going? But it's on this particular point, which is the nurturing point. So it's like your moon wants to nurture. You actually have the archetype of a caregiver in your chart, meaning like willing to nurture a business, nurturing a person, nurturing anything so that it can grow. So one of the great things for you would really be like what you have grown and nurtured.
That feels very much in line with both my personal life, but also business life, where I nurture organizations, nurture people, help turn around organizations and rebuild them for community benefit.
That makes sense to me. Would you agree, and this might sound like a weird thing to say, but that you don't stay at one place for long, meaning not that you're moving around but you have this thing, like once you've done your job, you've nurtured it and it's grown, do you have this innate sense it's time to move on?
You must have been looking at my LinkedIn profile. because it's interesting. My career path has been to be somewhere for anywhere from 3 to 5, longest time 7 or 9 years. Do what I feel I was brought in to do and accomplish, and then move to the next challenge.
So interesting. You have a very courageous chart. You have a very much let's put up our sleeves and get in and get this thing going. So I know you're not afraid of hard work. You have the creator, which is whether it's appreciating creative arts, creative things, or being a creator yourself, creating different opportunities for yourself, and not necessarily doing the right thing. Like you are okay stepping in your own way.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You embody the hero. And the hero is not someone who wants to be a hero, but someone who says, I have this. How can I help you? Let me help you get to that next point. And if you come back and say, thank you, you saved me, you feel good. Do you find purpose in that?
Absolutely. I've been involved in many building projects in town over the course of my career. But the thing that I take the most satisfaction in is people that I've worked with and helped develop in their careers and build businesses and become successful, because those type of relationships have more permanence than just the structures with names on them.
Totally. Now, how do you, or have you owned your intuition yet? Do you trust that, or is that like something you don't talk about?
I love to trust my intuition. It's something that intuitively I can sense when we're talking about opportunities or directions, looking at the risk reward, that what's the return on investment and going in a particular direction. Yeah. I do listen to my intuition quite a bit. That's
so cool. I see your intuitive, that it's what it is. It's the moon in this point and also your sun in that 4th house. And it's I'm going to use this kind of phrase like the wire to God. So that ability to have a tuner out to the greater collective. So having the finger on the pulse of the people. So let's say you're going to do an event or you're going to do something. It's like, what's the right thing to do? Your intuition will guide you, but also the ability to tune into the masses. Does that even make sense?
And it feels like in my current position where I work that I use that quite a bit. That it's like trying to determine what the community would like to see or be engaged in or be supportive of. And then there are certain opportunities that come to us and I'll go, I just don't feel that's what people want right now. Maybe in a year, maybe in a year and a half, people will be ready for it, but maybe not right now.
And your tenacity is off the chart, meaning like if you want something and you really want it, you will find a way to make it happen. Kind of like pouring water. Water goes into all the crevices and the creases. So you have tenacity. Can you speak to that?
Definitely. When we think about the opportunities at work in particular, that if we want to have a show that I think is a real home run that people are going to really love, I will stay with the agents and work with them until we can make it happen. And then when we announce it, people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you brought these people in. And it's so rewarding to feel that the intuition on that particular show was right.
I wanted to point out this one alignment you have that I thought was interesting. So what we look at is positions in the chart, and then what planet is kind of at the same degree. And so I'm going to draw this sort of rough thing here. So from the top of your chart to Saturn, and then Saturn over to Neptune, and Neptune up to the top. So you can see how that's a triangle, right? Mm-hmm. So in astrology, we call this a grand trine. So a grand trine, a trine is good. A trine means 120 degrees, things flow effortlessly. But when you have a grand trine, it's almost like, the old days we would play pinball, mm-hmm. and then if the ball hits the right place, it goes ding, 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 and you get lots of points. So when you have a grand trine in your chart, others may look at you as being lucky, but you yourself know you worked for whatever you achieved.
Absolutely.
Right? Because others will be like, oh, Greg, you're so lucky that you got to go here, you got to do this, and there's all this behind the scenes stuff that came together. But this is sort of like, it's like that luck, that little piece of luck that you can always hold on to, because when something happens, you might notice that it all happens at once. Like you're thinking, I'm stuck, I'm not sure how this is going to work out. And then one opportunity opens up, and then all of a sudden it's happening. Does that?
Oh, definitely. I can be going along smooth and everything will be fine. And then one change or one decision is made, and it sets off an entire cascade of events that then wind up with the next challenge or next opportunity. And it happens fast. It's something that when I make up my mind about what I want to do and where we're going to go, we make it happen, and it just...
Yeah, and that's why I want you on my team. Like I know that with you, somehow the stars are with you. It's almost like wherever you go, you're there to make things bigger, better, and you'll work hard for it. I mean, it's just your signature. You can't get away from who you are. Yeah. Okay, little bit of feedback. What resonated with you?
Start to finish, everything. I don't have any disagreement with what you said. It's remarkable that you were able to pull all of that out of the star chart. And this is the first time anyone's ever explained it like this.
The birth chart is basically a picture of the sky at the moment of birth, and as you just saw, can be translated to show the traits and characteristics of an individual. After we are born, though, the planets continue to transit the solar system. As they do, they make contact with various aspects of our birth charts, giving us the ability to track the timing of events in an individual's life. Alice will now go back in time and see if Greg's chart timing correlates with past events in his life. Doing so will help Alice also confirm if his birth time is accurate.
For this next part, what I want to do is go back in your life and just look at different cycles in your life. It sounds like you've had, the way you were talking in the beginning, multiple lives, so to speak, or multiple businesses and multiple jobs. So let's just go back and see if we can hit some points. I'm going to go back. This is a long time ago, and if it's too far, it's fine. But I'm going to ask you about 1994. Did you change anything? Did you move? Did you change jobs? What was going on?
That's when I moved to Hawaii.
Yeah, we got it.
We got it.
Absolutely. So what it was the planet Uranus is the planet of change. And he crossed the bottom of your chart, and the bottom is the foundation and the home. So a change in home. Sometimes they say, did someone move in? Did someone move out? Or did you move? But it's considered significant. Excellent. You're right on the mark. All right. Let's see. I'm just going to go down. So you can see in this data chart, I'm just looking at certain days, certain planets, and I kind of know what they mean. Here's one I want to talk about. Oh yeah, 1996. 1996. How did you transform? Let me see. How did your reputation change? Was it business? This was a pretty transformative year.
1996 was a big year. I changed positions from working at Barnes & Noble to going to work for Nike as a big step up with Nike and helping to open the Nike town in Waikiki. And so it was much more of a public role. I also joined the board of the Waikiki Community Center and started to do more work in the community at that point.
So would you say, so what it was is Pluto, the planet of change and transformation, and really sort of stepping into your power, I can use that word. Would you say that looking back, that was significant in some way for you, even though you made multiple changes?
Absolutely. Very transformative. It was a much larger role because of the size of the organization, but also the size of the company. And then having it be much more of a training role, working with people, mentoring, developing managers, and then also working on a much larger construction project.
That totally makes sense because Pluto actually rules renovation, transformation, the before or the after. So whether you are in a position to transform something or you yourself were transformed as a result of it, that would all match. And then I'm going to go here. That sounds like not much later, but did you transition again in the year 2000?
Mm-hmm. I did. I left the role I was in and went to the YMCA of Honolulu and became an executive director at the YMCA and had an entirely new change in career. Yeah,
that one definitely shows up. Again, it's Pluto transforming your reputation, which is basically your business card to the world. So you would have had a business card change. 2014, 2015, shoot, another... Oh my God, then 2016, you are just a life of Transformations. Okay, talk to me about 2014.
That was another job change. Moving into, I was the president and CEO of the Better Business Bureau of Hawaii.
Okay, let me go through this. 2016 moving into 2017. This is kind of big. How would you say it was a before and after, a new beginning? What kind of transformation?
So in 2016, 2017, we undertook a merger where we merged the Better Business Bureau of Hawaii into a regional entity. And I had to decide what I was going to do with my life. And one of my board members said, "You're too young to think about taking some time off. We have this really incredible challenge at the Hawaii Theater that we need someone to come in and help create programs and develop community. And we think it would be a fun project for you." So that's when I started at the theater.
Oh goodness. Okay, I feel really complete with this. You obviously have gone through a lot of changes, and it really shows in your chart that you get in, you get dirty, you get it done, you build it, and then what's the next thing? So I'm interested to look into your future. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, let's do it. This is exciting.
Coming up later in the episode, find out if Alice's forecast about Gregg's future comes to pass.
Now, for a small independent nonprofit, that is a near death blow.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. Your support helps us continue to bring these transformative stories to life.
In the next segment, Alice will forecast Gregg's future themes using a unique energy calendar she created. This visual tool maps out the timing of key themes over the coming months and years. Each line or block of color on the calendar represents a different planetary influence. Pink forecasts potential changes, blue highlights periods of support and opportunity, and green lines denote a variety of other themes. Let's see what Gregg's future has in store for him.
So in this final section, what I want to do is go through some of the themes that are going on in your life now and sort of see what's coming up. So energy 1, and I'm going to refer to these by these numbers. It means nothing other than it's a reference point. So energy 1 is the bottom pink line. It started over a year ago. It says Saturn is in relationship to the sun. The sun is how you shine your light, like how you show up in the world. And Saturn says, I wonder if it's time to, I'll use that word, upgrade, or how do I need to step up? And so these are just questions. Nothing is for sure, but this is in the background. Then at the beginning of 2024, energy 4 here, Mars, which is the planet of action, is on Saturn. So then I'm thinking, there's something that you need to drive forward and make shifts on, which is some platform. And like you said, personal, professional, you're looking at everything. The platform, if you think about our foundation, human beings can't live without a foundation, whether it's the bed, the elevator, the ground we walk on, we need a foundation. And so all areas of your foundation are sort of up for review. Does it still bring value to me? Yes or no? Yes, I keep it. No, I let it go. So I want you to think long-term. This whole year, there are things where you will feel tired of maybe, or feel like they've outlived their source. Okay.
Very good.
Energy 5 here started early in this year, but this is the Pluto Mars, and it's going on all year, and you're so new to it that what I want you to really realize is as you get deeper into this energy, you will be privy to information, and you will need to hold that really close to your heart. And if I was going to give you one piece of advice for this whole year, is make sure you trust the people you're speaking with. Mm-hmm. This is that type of energy where you go, this person's safe, I'm just going to share this. And then before you know it, you're like, oh, shoot, what did I say? So this is where you want to be extra cautious. Mm-hmm. Just a tip.
No, that's really helpful. Definitely.
Yeah, because there are times when we are in situations where you kind of want to show that you want to share, or you want to not hold back, and you want to be generous. And then that's where you might, this year especially, say, you know what, let me just hold back that piece of information. And then later you'll be glad you did. That's the one piece of advice I can give you for this year. And then energy 6, again, it shows up Mercury and Saturn, another Saturn. Mercury is ideas. What ideas do I have? So I really think that over the course of this year, you're going to be putting together puzzle pieces that have yet to become clear, that I think right around October, November, December, September, October, November, let's say, you'll come to that point where everything I talked about will make so much more sense. You'll have so much more clarity, and you'll actually say, yes, this, I did make X change, Y change. And it could be anything from lifestyle to personal life to friendship. So I'm purposely keeping it broad simply because it's foundational. It's happening through your whole chart. Do you by chance know of anything that's happening at the end of the year that you have planned? Because if not, we'll find out.
Let's find out.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't really have anything planned that far out.
Good. We're not supposed to know, actually,
Okay.
so I was hoping you didn't know. But there's a little compass here I drew, north, south, east, west, and I drew some question marks. So as you get to August, okay, so you see this green line here. This is Moon opposite Neptune. So this green one, it denotes a little bit of fog. So I can actually give you a really good heads up here. As you get through the summer, you'll be thinking about all these things in your life, like and they're just small changes, not necessarily dramatic, like some of the ones that I found in the past, like little things that you're shifting. When you get to the summer, late summer, you'll be almost like, confused is not the word, but it will be foggy. You will be like, is this what I want? I'm not really sure. Or you're waiting for an answer. You're waiting for something. So there's some fog around it. But then you get to October, November, and it all starts to clear up. And you'll actually, when we follow up with you, hopefully you'll be available in the fall. You'll actually have something to say, something tangible that right now you have no idea what it is.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So I never know, right? Whether it's you're moving from one to another, you're here, but you're adding on, or you're taking out a piece and up leveling it. So somehow you are building and restructuring. It is significant. The overall arching theme for you, though, with this Saturn Venus going all the way across energy 10, is really what you want to do is make sure that every choice you make is resonant with who you are today, not with a dream you had in the past or something someone else says, which you wouldn't do anyway because you are a Aquarian, so you will do your own thing anyway. But yeah, there is a conservation here. There is a need to kind of put all my pieces on the table of my life, and do I still want to carry all these pieces into the future, and what's working and what's not working, and reshaping things. So you're busy on multiple levels in multiple ways, but I think you're looking back and being able to articulate it will be at the end of this year.
I think that's part of the challenge with a lot of this is when you have such a broad-ranging career and personal life that I do, there are a lot of various pieces, and then trying to decide how do you edit or how do you pull back from certain activities or people to then make room for other opportunities.
Where you're at now is a point of, I'm going to say you need to progress, but you're not quite sure in what way. The clarity is not quite there, but there is some sort of knowing that you want to create something. Does that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on right now. Both personal and professional.
Right. So good. Okay. So personal and professional. Let's use the word. Renovation is too strong of a word. Let's use the word restructuring. Let's use the word anything that is calcified, that is not flexible with who you are today, needs to change. So I'm going to say the rules of operation are ready for a little bit of an overhaul. Meanwhile, there is a political energy going on. So let me explain what that means. It means that you may be thinking about something that you're not privy to share publicly. You may know a bunch of things about what's happening underneath the table, and you have to show up in the table and talk as if you don't know. Anything resonate?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. All the time.
Yeah, I call it the political energy because politicians are like that. They have to be very careful who they say what to, what you disclose, what you don't disclose. So you're kind of in this period of secret holding, I'll just say, like knowing a lot of secrets, or having secrets that you're just not quite ready to unleash.
Wow.
Yeah, so you don't have to share your secrets on camera here today.
You.
But just confirm.
There'd be a lot of people upset. But yeah, definitely confirm it. Yeah, on multiple levels. All
right, so what I want you to see is this green one that I've marked energy 2. Started just a few months ago, and it goes throughout the year. And you see these little arrows. It just means it's a little stronger wherever it's pointing. So there is a theme of Neptune and Saturn. Neptune is broad and big and visionary, and Saturn is tangible, logical, strategic. So when these two come together, you are thinking bigger picture, but also wondering, how am I going to make this happen? So there's a lot, like I've just been talking about all this stuff. In addition to that, there is new dreams, hopes, wishes, personal and professional, as to how do I get my life to that point? So there is, I'll just use the word messy right now. So there's a bit of mess, trying to figure out, like when you go through a messy closet, what do I keep? What do I not keep? And then just when you're about to throw out that outfit that you never wear, you go, but I paid good money for this, and you put it back. So there's this process of clearing out clutter in your life.
That's absolutely spot on. You know, just not only physical things, but also, time waste.
Yeah.
You know, what things am I being asked to do or participate in that I don't feel like I can give energy or even live up to what I would expect of myself to participate in. And so then I just have to say, I can't participate in that anymore.
Yeah, and that's hard for you because you are a giver, you are a nurturer. So your first instinct is, yes, I want to do that because, hey, everything's a good cause, right? There's no one that will ask you to do something that's not to help or serve in some way. So yeah, so this is really a time to, I'm just going to say, contract, consolidate, bring everything in, center on yourself, what works for me, and then develop a strategy to just move through the year. And you'll feel good because you'll feel really light. And that's what I mean by body lightening up. Your body lights up, your home lightens up, your schedule, your time, like what you fill your calendar with, that will look very different when we check in with you at the end of the year. You'll probably say, yeah, I made some changes to relationships. It could be with other businesses or other people that now I feel like I have more of myself back. Because for you, it's so important to have yourself.
Wow. Okay. That makes me feel good. Because it's like, then it's okay just to worry about myself. It's like that.
Yeah, it really is. And there's another little thing going on that I noted up here. I'm going to talk about this just in case it resonates, or it may not resonate now, but as you move through the year, it will. I'm going to talk about an asteroid. It sounds really weird. I'm talking about planets and asteroids, but there's an asteroid named Chiron. And Chiron is a half horse, half human. And he was shot by Zeus, and he has an arrow in his butt, okay? And Chiron would be asked to do things, and sometimes he would make these excuses like, oh, you know what, I can't because I got this arrow in my butt. And he didn't really realize that it was a story he was telling himself about what he can and can't do. Well, you are this year symbolically and metaphorically getting ready to pull out that arrow so that you can go and climb a new mountain. Let's use that as a metaphor. And Chiron, the way it worked was he was sitting around one day, and he looked back and he saw this arrow sticking out of his butt. And so he has human hands because he's a half horse, half human. So he starts pulling it. It's like painful, but for whatever reason, he just pulls it out. He's known as the wounded healer because he had to pull out the arrow in order to heal. Well, then the story goes, he goes to climb the mountain with everyone. So you're symbolically under that. So all of this I'm going to use the word downsizing that you're doing for your own energy is simply there so that you can pull out this arrow and go climb that next mountain, whatever that is. So in a nutshell, you're healing through something.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I'm blown away. That's really amazing. It's like between health challenges I've had over the last year and healing physically and now also looking at the emotional, the personal side and the work. It's like, yeah, I could see where that, yeah, it's a lot.
And I do want to say Saturn rules skin, teeth, and bones. So I would really ask you to focus on your skin, your teeth, and your bones. So this is anything to do with skin, anything to do with chiropractor, bones, teeth. Like you will find that you've been in a Saturn for a while. So anything to do with skin, teeth, and bones will be a focus for you.
I just completed another round of skin cancer treatments.
Oh.
Where I had chemo cream treatment on my face and body during the month of January and February.
And so how's the outcome? Is it?
Prognosis is good.
Oh,
it's
good,
very
good.
positive. So
Oh,
it's,
awesome. Yeah, so Saturn, perfect skin. So you're taking care of your skin. I love that. I love that so much. Is there any final recap, any about the whole time we've spent together?
I'm just blown away by the specificity of the charts and what information you were able to glean from this. It's and what's fascinating is the opportunities over the course of the next year, and having the ability to identify points in time and perhaps be more mindful as things are happening.
Yeah, and I think that's all it is. The planets are never going to, like I am an astrologer, but I don't look at the moon every day and decide what to do, what to eat, where to go. I think it's just understanding that there is a rhythm, like that's very personal to each person. I've done this for 25 years. I've talked to over 10,000 people. I just know that you are living your life. And when we can sort of show it to you in a little picture form, it kind of makes you feel like, confirmed.
Absolutely, and it makes you want to have more clarity in terms of what are the road signs to look for as you're going through the course of your year.
Okay, so I'll just give you that before we close. The road signs that you would look for is when you are feeling that you're not getting enough. So that centering on self is going to be a big deal for you because you are just a nurturer. And so you're just going to pour until you have to close your boundaries a little bit and figure it out. So the road sign is when you're feeling tired, when you're feeling it's not fun anymore, when you're feeling not like what other people are feeling, but what you're feeling. And then it always works out because those people will go and get what they need from someone else. And then that frees you up to do what you need to do. So it sounds easy, but.
Yeah. But brilliant. That's good advice.
Thank you so much, Greg, for coming on and sharing your story.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I can't wait to follow up with you.
We will look forward to following up with you in the end of this year.
I'll look forward to it.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you over the course of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More than a year has passed since Alice gave Greg his reading and predicted some events for him. Let's catch up with Greg and see if anything that Alice forecasted has come to pass.
This past year has really been one of the most challenging that I've faced. So what was really foggy for us during that point in time is everything's going along great. We had a great fiscal year the prior year, and then our June insurance renewal hit, and we were slapped with an insurance increase of 4,500%. Now, for a small independent nonprofit, that is a near death blow. So we had to start working with our elected officials at both the city, the county, the state, to try and find some solutions that would work. And eventually we got to the point where our state representative and state senator sponsored a resolution at the legislature this year to encourage the state government to engage in a process to potentially purchase the Hawaii Theater building and move us to the point of having the state cover the insurance under their umbrella. So when Alice talked about the political energy and the things that we wouldn't be able to talk about right away, it totally matched. It was kind of a chicken skin moment. It was like goosebumps during when I recognized that we had that conversation in the reading. After the reading, that having had the insight that something was going to be coming, it gave me a real sense of being able to handle what we were about to face. There was a huge aha moment. The forecast predicted that I would need to pull the arrow out of myself and allow myself to really become the person who's ready to climb more mountains. And I think that relying on the artistic side that is called out in the star chart and as an Aquarian is something that it really released me to feel okay about being creative again. I never felt like I was good enough to continue a career in music. And one of the things that happened this year that was really magical was that the Makaha Sons invited me to perform with them as part of their Christmas special this past year.
Country road. me home to the place I belong. West Macaha, Mount Kala, oh, take me home down country road.
And it was an incredibly special moment for me because it was one where I was able to get back to my roots in music and feel comfortable about performing in front of a crowd of 1,000, 1,100 people, playing music and singing along with my idols, the Makaha Sons. That was a really wonderful outcome of the reading. During the reading, we talked about having a broader voice in the community and being more of a spokesperson. And I was really shocked when I was notified I was going to be recognized with this award. The Visionary Award with the LGBT Legacy Foundation is a very prestigious award. There are so many giants in our community that have been recognized with it. With all of the negativity that we see and all of the greed and all of the hatred that we're seeing coming at us daily through media, remember to be kind to each other, be supportive, give each other a leg up. If you have an opportunity to help someone in our community to do better, to be successful, that's how you will be successful. And so to be recognized with the award and be able to share the importance of kindness and supporting each other and being someone in the community that's an agent of positive change is a tremendous responsibility, but it's one that I was incredibly grateful to be given. You know, I think that having this as a tool and as a means to help understand what you may be faced with is a very helpful tool for any business executive, anyone that wants to have more insight into what challenges they may face. It takes you to a position of having a great deal of respect and a great deal of understanding that there is reality to this, that it is important, that it is useful. And I'm incredibly grateful to Alice and to Mike Sasa and the entire team at Following Journeys for making this a possibility. It was really an amazing experience.
I hope today's astrological revelations enlightened and inspired you, as they always do for me. Diving into the astrological realms with my guests will never get old. I'm Alice Inoue, and I'm looking forward to our next astrological adventure together on Following Journeys.